And I love like how Infinity are reacting to these drafts right now. Like there's a Batten pick. It was so good against this one stun Dragon Knight, and also now the Mirana. And then the Axe pick is kind of like, okay, you're gonna pick a melee carry. Now this Axe Blade Mill, that's something that you gotta factor in. And they don't really have a Yule's hero. Maybe Mirana can get one. But you know, by the time she gets one, maybe you've already had like a real hard time dealing with this Axe already.
They go for the anti-mage, which is sort of a classic Medusa counter. I think before the Medusa nerfs, where her 15 talent got changed, Medusa usually beat AM in pubs, but now after the change, I think AM matches up pretty well in that, on top of having an Empower.
So you actually do think that AM is like favorable in this matchup now? Because I know from like a lot of players, like they preferred like that Dusa, buy a lot of items, hit the timings faster, run down mid lane with all your teammates, and AM can't find the angle to blink in and fight.
Yeah, usually I like the Dusa side, but I think it depends a bit on the lanes. Like if AM has a good lane, which I don't think he should this game, then I think it becomes AM favored. I think it's like pretty hard to kill. Like they changed the tower TPs, right? So it's harder to run down lanes and take the towers. So like the offensive potential of Dusa Linus versus AM, you don't hit your timing as well. Like AM has more time to scale, and eventually like AM will out carry Medusa. So you're like sort of on a timer.
And they banned out the Ember and the Puck here, so a few catch heroes because right now they've only got the Axe. Do you see anything that Infinity could be picking up to try and deal with this AM, or can like single-handedly make his life miserable?
Honestly, I'm not too sure. So it's probably gonna be DK offlane with Magnus mid. I think that's what they should assume. Yeah. And then like those, I mean, they could potentially change out SG based on the hero, but if it's, I was thinking something like a Coswex Invoker. Like I think they just need something that rotates because they have.
It's banned out, right?
Yeah,
they banned it
themselves.
Yeah. So they were actually thinking the Magnus or the DK could have been a support because they banned out two essentially mid heroes on the side of Infinity here last. In my opinion, at least, I think the DK, I'd rather have him mid and have the Magnus offlane, because the DK versus Dusa, it doesn't feel good. Like you're just gonna keep getting snaked. You can't utilize that Dragon Tail in the offlane, and then he's gonna be like under farmed, and you're gonna start lacking damage. Where like a Magnus offlane, you can just play for levels. Just follow your AM around, buff him up, and have your DK play with the Mirana in the mid game as a 2. And they go with an Oracle, a save here. Fate's Edict, I think I've seen quite a bit be a big nuisance for Dusa in the late game, but there isn't a Batten that can kind of counter that.
Is that sufficient to make your lane more acceptable?
Because we talked about that. Are we just giving up the lane and trying to go into the mid-game recovery for anti-power?
I think the lane's hard. I think they might want to start to pot him there for like 1 or 2 waves. You just have the Oracle Purge into Mirana Arrow. You get some easy kills there. Otherwise, they needed a mid to like move around, right? Because you have Abaddon Phoenix as your support duel.
That is PP's best hero.
Like whenever he sees the opportunity, I think we talked about this with Bo.
Where he sees an opportunity where a matchup is just okay, and he feels like the matchup is not too hard, he'll pick Void Spirit. He'll force it so hard, and it's working for Infinity a lot these qualifiers. So the comfort picks don't matter. There's the mid Magnus we were talking about. Also a bit of a comfort pick here for DR. Neither is a great matchup though against Void Spirit. What do you guys think of this draft then?
First 1-4-3-7.
What draft are you
siding with here?
Oh, it's so hard. It's gonna really come down to PP and what he can do, but I'm not really favoring this DK offlane. I do like the Mag mid though against the Void, because he can just use Empower and just farm the small camp and just get really far ahead. It's tough. It's tough. I think if Infinity don't get pressured by the AM back, have the
honestly, I think it's a pretty close draft too. I would prefer to play Infinity's draft, but I think the execution is still pretty
What was that? Now we're here. Good. And that's going to give them a little bit more information. So they're just going to have to settle for a little bit subpar warding here. The bottom side. 2 for 2 on runes. Everything looks pretty normal. And it's like you called it. You said that Theo, maybe he should play bottom lane. Start with the anti-mage. Try to get some pressure onto this axe. Give him some free farm before he goes back to the top lane. Yeah, you think they're going to be able to get any kills here?
I think they should at least be able to zone them. Phoenix and Axe aren't that strong at level 1, and I think DK can't really get pressured by Medusa Abaddon. As long as he makes it to the creep wave and he just stands there with Dragon's Blood level 1, they don't really have like any sort of threat. Also, Magnus took Skewer level 1 for that play, right? So that's a pretty big disadvantage.
Oh yeah, that's really bad. Exactly, and look at this Phoenix blocking the arrow angle, so Arzen will not be arrowed here, but he does lose majority of his mana. And that's pretty much what they want. They just want to zone out this axe, give a little bit of advantage. They couldn't get any first blood or anything, and he's already TP top. You think that's enough?
I think he should have actually stayed for another wave. I think where the wave is for DK, there's no reason he had to come so early. Like, Tavo did a good job getting early equilibrium, and he would have been fine for the second wave too. But it's like a communication decision, right? Like maybe Tavo feels like if I get help now, we can pressure or something, or maybe AM thinks his lane's
score into the tower. Just saw that. He's just able to do a little bit of damage mid, but it's not going to be a big deal. Yeah, like you said, like Tavo, if he doesn't say, hey, I'm okay right now, you guys can stay bottom a little bit longer, then Theo probably already had an idea that he's going to TP right after just making like one play bot. And if he doesn't get a kill, he's going to TP top anyway, because he doesn't want to like linger too long and let his DK suffer.
Yeah, I really would have liked him to stay for the hard camp spawn at 1 minute, just because Infinity managed to deward the sentry on that camp and have the spawn. So now there's like this pull where you can't keep equilibrium for anti-mage. Wants to sit in his tower and use extra armor and regen to CS.
Yep, Phoenix getting a little bit low too in this bottom lane. But if we look at the last hits though, it looks like, you know, Kosobil, he's doing okay now, right? In 9 and 2, Axe only sitting at 3, but the wave is in like a really good position for Dire. And I saw earlier, we talked about the D ward. They actually put a sentry on the top side, and when SG went to block the big camp, they got a free D ward there. A little bit unfortunate. I mean, you shouldn't be doing those plays anyway. Like, you should always expect that the enemy safe lane is going to block your big camp.
See, though, I feel like Medusa's gonna have a really nice lane because of the head start she has against DK, right? You're mentioning that matchup.
Right.
Just can spam Mystic Snake and DK can't really put pressure. I think that's especially so because they have an Abaddon. They can't chain any Dragon Tails into arrows onto Medusa.
Yeah, and at the major, when you were watching, like, what were the main carries that were being played when DK was starting to show up? Like, what was the lane matchup for the DK, if you remember?
Honestly, I don't quite remember that specifically. I mean, there's a lot of Terrorblade, but it was usually Nigma picking the DK first, and
Right.
I don't know. It just looked at the major like he was untouchable in lane for some reason, and it slowly got worse and worse.
Yeah, I think when the DK plays against his melee carries, he's able to just like kind of Dragon Tail, deny creeps, and get a little bit ahead of that. And then once he got the level 2 Dragon's Blood, he's kind of like a Timbersaw. Right, just kind of can exist in the lane and be annoying. But now that the range carries are becoming a little bit more popular, I feel like the Dragon Knight's value has gone down quite a bit. And like you said, people are just starting to figure out. It had that surprise factor in the beginning, but not anymore.
For sure. At the major, it was weird. We were talking, like the talent, we're talking about Luna as a counter to DK in lane. But one of the carry players on the teams told me that if they pair up DK with like an AoE stun, like a Hoodwink, Lina type hero, then you can get really pressure in the lane just because the Dragon Tail is just such an efficient nuke.
Yeah, it really is.
Keep double stunning and then you can't even survive on Luna and like the range heroes. So I don't know what's interesting, but it does seem like in these SA qualifiers, DK hasn't looked as strong in lane. Deuce has 30 CS here. Oh, they're killing her though.
Oh, nice arrow right after the stun, and they're gonna get the first blood onto a Dragon Knight. So DK looking good once again, even though the Dusa does have a lot of last hits. And the wave is actually pushing into a Dragon Knight, so he's gonna be able to deny a lot of creeps too.
Yeah, I've learned that's called the caster curse. I compliment Dusa for having 28 CS and instantly dies. Abaddon's off on an adventure.
Yeah, I actually don't know where exactly went there. It looks like bounty. Oh, okay. So he actually went to get the bounty rune, and I would normally not recommend leaving your carry all by himself in a Dragon Knight Mirana lane, because if they see you go for that, they are definitely going to jump your carry.
He does this single pull. The wave is so pushed in that Tavo can keep equilibrium here if he wants.
Yeah, it is. What's going on? Anti-Mage just going to do a little bit of damage onto the Axe, and it's going to back off. And once the Axe has no mana, you know, Anti-Mage, the mana break, not going to be able to do anything. Going to go back. And how do you feel about this lane? There's a point in time where the Axe just becomes unkillable, right? Against the AM.
Yeah, as soon as his Vanguard, honestly, even before that, once he has level 2 or 3 in spin, I don't think you can man-fight the AM. Man-fight the Axe as AM anymore. It's a bit weird. He's going for such an aggressive build, right? Like, he's going Orb of Venom and he's going for a Treads. He's going to a Mask of Death. And that's probably because he doesn't want to get Battle Fairy since he has a Magnus. But usually when you do this build on AM, it's because you think you can win the lane.
Right, and he's gonna look to just kind of go into the jungle with that mask as well, and just sit there for a long time. And like I said, the Axe is getting closer to that Vanguard, just about 500 gold off. Seeing the river here, PP not gonna get the top rune. Double damage now for ADR, pretty big for him, taking it away from PP, because that's where Void Spirit would have wanted to make some plays on the map, maybe even go bottom and pressure up the Anti-Mage. Oh, he sees the stack. I'm pretty sure ADR just saw that stack, didn't he? I feel like he should just
go for it.
Yeah, I think so too. But you know, there's a ward there, and ADR doesn't have any vision himself. If you would check Radiant Vision, and he's like, nah, you know what? This looks like a bait to me.
That's a very controlled play. In a pub, I would 100% go for that stack. And honestly, they probably would have brought Void Spirit over and killed me.
Yup, I think so too. And that's one of the strengths of ADR, I feel like. He's very disciplined. You know, he's a veteran. He just hangs out, makes sure that he doesn't want to make any big mistakes for his allies. You know, make the game harder than it actually already is. They got a lot of stacks going on the side of Infinity. Holy moly, that Ancients is big. How many is that? 5?
I think that's, yeah, it has to be 4 or 5. I don't think Radiant can contest that stack right now. I mean,
yeah, they can.
They need Vanguard and actually take it first anyways. But now they have some vision on it, so when they go for it, that might be a point of contention later. I'm honestly a bit surprised that Mirana hasn't done any rotations to bottom. I thought her game plan was going to be like, you can secure AM a little bit of farm, and then since Axe went for a little bit of these weird items, he had like
top lane though. They're gonna try something. Stun into arrow. Dusa still has a pretty good chunk of mana and 14 wand charges. The 2 TPs are coming in. PP. He's looking at the Dragon right now. He's actually gonna go in with the Astro Step into a Remnant. They're dropping a lot of spells onto him. Here comes the Sunray. That's percentage-based damage. Tavo, he's still got 17 wand charges and a raindrop, so he's looking pretty healthy and just gonna back up. Lots of rotations from Infinity onto this top lane. Just making sure that Berna will not die or be pressured any further. They weren't really looking to get the kill on the Dusa, right? They were just trying to force the reactions there.
Yeah, and they definitely succeeded in that. If you force TPs like that, and now you can make a play on the other side of the map, I'd really like to see them kill this Axe. Even though he has Vanguard, I think they could bring heroes. They know that Dire has no teleports right now. If Murata starts rotating and Magnus comes down, he's a dead hero.
I feel like Theo could have just instantly TP bottom as soon as he saw those 4 heroes top. And just go for the Fortune's End into an arrow play onto this Axe here. Mag is moving towards the Ancients. Wait, this could be it. They got that nice ward inside the Ancient camp too. I don't think Infinity saw it when they dropped the sentry.
They're gonna go for Axe here.
Yeah, they're gonna go for the Axe instead.
There's only a TP on Abaddon.
Yeah, he's out of mana right now. So Anti-Mage not doing as much damage. Abaddon, it might just be enough. Vanguard a little too OP here. With that Berserker's
He doesn't
call.
have RP. I thought they were gonna have that. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, he's opted for that.
They get that kill.
Right, a level 4 in power, 3 in shockwave, RP into an arrow. It could have been close with the Apodic Shield, unless you think they could have got a nice skewer away from the Abaddon and kill the Axe off.
It probably still would have been close even with the skewer, but if it feels a bit awkward to go for that when you don't have RP. Oh, they're going for
there's the RP now. The arrow is gonna land. He's not gonna be able to get the dissimulate off, and that's a pretty nice kill onto PP, and they're gonna get the stack that's here as well right after. That nice ward on the top side of the jungle that was securing these stacks. Gonna catch off PP, and they get a nice kill there. So it looks like the Void Spirit is gonna be the first one to die. And that's pretty significant because Mag, look at him. He's got dagger almost now.
Yeah, he's farming it up. He's going for a space making build, and look at Anti-Mage's items. He's going Mask of Madness into Echo Saber. I really like this itemization. If you don't go Battle Fury on need Mag.
He was like level 6 minutes. He went into the jungle and then he went for this Echo Saber build and just somehow managed to catch up. He had a lot of impact in the fights as well. It's just that slow factor. You can get like 3 or 4 hits off.
I love this.
Just because of it.
He's even ferrying a soul for his Anti-Mage so he can farm the Ancients. Just dug it up with the shovel. He has an Invis rune and he has his Blink Dagger. He has RP in 15 seconds because he used with Arcane. I'd like to see him go for a smoke with this. They don't need to take a big team fight because they sort of just need to make space for Anti-Mage on the map. But they do have a good
stack. Also killed the ward off too. Do you feel like... But do you think that the Axe should have also taken that Ancient stack so he can play on Infinity right now?
I'm not too sure. Like, in my head, what you said potentially makes a lot of sense. But if Axe is confident he's gonna get to his item anyway, since he already has Void Spirit.
Yeah.
Free pick.
He's just a casual Abaddon looking for information in the enemy jungle. Go on.
Yeah, so if he had a different mid that couldn't like make plays and jump for him, I think you would need to give it to Axe. But since he has a Void Spirit, he can sort of start the fights and Axe can just follow up. This way you can sort of accelerate your Medusa. And Medusa, he's even going for Yash into Butterfly. This is a pretty extreme build, to be honest. It's very anti-AM focused.
Axe gonna get jumped here with the Tavo's Blink reveal into an arrow. Shockwave, lots of magic damage coming out. Abaddon TP's in, but it's a little too late. since he did die and he was in the base. And now they're going to go for this tier 1 tower. It looks like the anti-mage team is going to be the one to make the rotation onto the mid tower first here. They got that blink mag too, so the double blink daggers. They feel very confident with that right now. You can see the Mirana and Oracle positioning towards the Ancients area. So if Infinity, even they do defend this, they could just go over and steal the Ancients. But they're not going to do that. They're going to jump in. PP going to get shielded. Now they get the Skewer onto the Phoenix. RP kills them off, so he can't get that Supernova. These are going to use a snake. They're just trying to push him off this mid area of the map. Burna, you know, he can't really farm if his team is constantly getting pressured. An anti-mage, he wants to steal the Ancients right now. They're going to jump in onto the Void Spirit. Shield comes off. He's going to get the Dissimulate. Going towards the Oracle. They're jumping the Oracle right now. Burna. Stone Gaze. And it looks like Oracle's just going to get away with the False Promise. Is that enough damage, though?
Oh,
doesn't look like it. Nope. Yeah, they actually, exactly. They still feel confident to fight right now. Dragon Knight, he still got that Dragon Tail. Call comes on to 2 heroes. Burna, he has no mana, so it doesn't matter. Just dies to that mana void. And now Arisen also in a lot of trouble. He's also going to take a fall. This is looking so rough. Have you ever seen an anti-mage lineup be this aggressive?
No, you can really see why people regard SG so highly. Where you play fearless like this. And SG, maybe they had some nerve issues in the DPC seasons, but you can clearly see they solved that because they're playing without fear here. They're just going in. You see anti-mage coming at like 11 minutes to take the enemy tier 1. You're playing a really high tempo game with heroes that are supposed to scale and they're itemizing for it. It's really impressive to see.
And they're playing that in and out game so well too, right? It's like one time they start with the Dragon Tail, then the shield comes up, then the Magnus goes in with the Skewer the second time around. So you can't really help everybody. And then you got this anti-mage with 140 damage just running in and fighting. He's also got like almost 1.5k health thanks to that Echo Saber plus the power treads. Like this is not a weak AM at all.
The strength talent too. When he goes on strength treads, he's 1600 HP. He's a beast. Like with Oracle to back him up and lifesteal, this guy can dish out a lot of damage in fights. This build with Magnus is just looking like the correct items. He's going
I actually love it.
I really like it too. It's so sick.
This is so impressive. This is actually incredibly impressive what they're doing right now. And it takes very smart individuals to be confident enough to do this as well. Like, not only do you need to understand the build, but you also need the confidence to be able to go for it.
I mean, imagine if you go for this type of build and you don't make those aggressive plays into mid. Maybe it looks a lot worse because you're not farming as fast, right? You're building these items that make you tanky and you can fight early, but you actually have to use that. And your team has to like communicate in a way where like, hey, even though I'm anti-mage, we can still fight. Because these players, they play a lot of pubs. Like, I see anti-mage, he's going to farm, not this guy.
And it all came off the back of those double blink daggers. Meanwhile, on the side of Infinity, their blink hero is still only sitting at 2,000 gold, TPing out of the top tier 2 tower.
This is like the most poor axe I've seen since like he started to become in the meta. I think it also ties back into that first move at bottom. Like personally, I didn't think it was enough, but SG played the lane well enough that they've really shut this axe down. They moved around the map. Like I saw him have to TP from his farming area bottom to his own shrine, and he just hasn't had any impact this game.
And normally you would see axes go for the level 2 battle hunger and pressure the enemy safe lane, but 1, there's an Oracle, 2, there's an anti-mage who's just constantly burning your mana. So he only had like 1 battle hunger in the lane, and then he just had to play off his counter helix, and that just wasn't enough. So they're going to get this top tier 2 tower, it looks like, with Tavo. And that's going to open up the outpost 16 minutes into the game. I can't believe an AM lineup just took a 16-minute outpost.
Yeah, they're playing crazy well. I do want to know... Oh, they're going for a smoke here. They have their blink dagger, and this is the right play. You're behind like this, you have to make a sort of... You have to like overwhelm them at a tower and do an unexpected jump. Because if you take a... you're never...
That pretty much buys him about 20 seconds before the next creep wave comes in, and Dusa starts poking that. TP gonna cut the mid wave too.
This is sort of the hallmark of a good team by SG, right? Even though they're ahead, they understand that the only way they can lose this game is if they fight into the enemy vision. Like they can smoke,
and they're smoking into them.
Once the lanes are good, you know, you have some pressure on top. Now someone might TP, but if you go in there like and wander in, it won't be good. Oh, they have AM too.
And here it is. Sexy Yogi gonna get jump first. No more mana, so they don't have the shield available anymore. Axe gonna jump the backline. They're onto the Oracle. The egg comes off too. Oracle is actually dead thanks to the dunk there. And with the egg, they're just gonna protect that with the Stone Gaze too. And they got the Mirana, who was trying to get rid of the Supernova. And they're gonna lose 2 supports. Oracle also buys back here. Infinity are looking still pretty healthy. Sexy Yogi though, gonna get jumped by Kostabil. Axe, he did not decide to blink and call that. We're gonna turn this around. ADR, Shockwave into a reverse polarity stun onto this Dusa. Dusa is out of mana now. Anti-Mage going in on her. Mana Void. Oh, so much damage onto the Voice Spirit as well here. Voice Spirit now on the run. Mag does take a fall though. PP is not gonna be enough. And it looks like SG are going to be quite happy with this trade right now. He's moving forward. I don't think he's going to be chasing the Axe. They lose the mag, but those are bigs.
Yeah, and I think that fight, it sort of started bad for SG, but as you were mentioning, their team fighting is just on another level. They're very good at sort of stalking their opponents, sort of keeping in range and poking them. And eventually, the Anti-Mage scale comes in and he's able to get a good mana void off. If they're impatient, they just try to take that fight head on. I think they lose that fight.
I think so. It's like you and Arzen, he's in a lot of trouble too now. They don't have the arrow, but I don't think he's going to chase with that. Yeah, Vanguard still a little too tanky. Kostabil is going to go back and push the lanes out and continue to farm with that Magnus. Like you said, they baited the Nova, then they already went with the jump on the Axe. The Dusa also popped her Stone Gaze. So all the big team fight spells on Infinity are on cooldown. Infinity decided to stick around because they felt like, oh, we got the numbers advantage. But then they're not really stronger than SG at that point because SG still had all their spells.
Yeah, actually, they also used the buyback factor, right? Even though the Oracle got picked off, he was able to buy back and come back into that fight. You sure take a 6v5 even when you're ahead in gold. The gold might have sort of a little bit to Infinity there, but the thing is the net worth becomes on the wrong heroes because Dusa dies and AM gets a lot of net worth. He's just going to pull ahead.
Exactly. And now he's got an Aegis, 19 minutes in, going for a Scotty next year. He's incredibly tanky. That's so good, especially against that Phoenix Sunray. It's gonna be solid. You got the Abaddon with the Miscoil too. This Abaddon is just level 7 AI. My goodness.
Yeah, he's having a rough one. Scotty's also just really strong against Medusa because she doesn't do that much damage. Like anything you can do to slow her attacks or attack damage really slows out the hero. They have the Breathe Fire and the Scotty, and she doesn't have a Mantis Cell to remove it. It's only the one Avalanche shield.
Yep, and looks like KJ just gonna get picked off here on the top side as Infinity make their way through their jungle. Tavo, he does have a BKB, and he sees Sexy Yogi walking over here. Actually, I'm not sure if he saw him. It was during the night, so he just gets a nice sneaky ward on the top side.
Fall into Magnus middle.
Yeah, it doesn't really look like they can do anything with this as they see the Abaddon right beside the Axe.
I feel like the damage on Infinity is really weird damage. Like, you don't have the normal bursts that a lot of teams are picking with Hoodwink or even some Ursa type hero. They have to, they're the ones who sort of, they need to like take a small engagement, maybe burst one hero off the Voice Rend Axe, and then like try to bait SG into fighting into their big egg and Stone Gaze combo. But how SG have been playing, it won't be easy at all.
I'm just impressed that SG are able to go do this in and out gameplay against an Abaddon with the Dragon Knight. Like every time I see DK against the Aphotic Shield, it just feels almost impossible to play against. But they're able to like manipulate the cooldown of the spell and like use the other skills to like bait it out too.
Yeah, it's smoke out here for SG. I think another thing to mention just before they fight is that they're not really afraid of just RPing one target in these fights, you know? If they see like a key hero in the mid fight earlier, it's just a Phoenix. They just skewer RP them. In the bottom fight, it's just Dusa. They're fine with casting their spells because they understand if they can kite out the fights, burst down key targets, they will win the fight that way. Just kite it out.
Exactly. Just outnumber them. And that's something like especially pop players don't understand. When they play heroes like Magnus and Enigma, they're like, oh, gotta go for the big black hole, you know, like highlight reels. But sometimes to win a Dota game, you just gotta use your big teamfight spells on one guy. Got a Scotty almost. Bottom side, we have SG just split pushing, Infinity trying to do something up to their own top. It feels like Infinity are just completely dodging SG. Well, they're kind of both dodging each other, but obviously SG is a little bit faster because of that Empower.
Yeah, they just have a little bit more building damage than Infinity do on SG side. I think that means that they'll be able to force Infinity back to base. You don't really have that much kill threat on this AM, to be honest. And even this DK is incredibly tanky with DKB.
Yeah, they're gonna touch this high ground right now. They're forcing Infinity back into the base. DK pops his dragon from that. There it is. Tier 3 tower just takes a fall like that before Infinity can even get a single hero back into their base.
And this is honestly top tier play from SG. Like, they force them back.
Yeah.
And they know the enemy's smoking. They know they're desperate to defend this. They just use 5 TPs and lost all map control. Don't give them the fight. Just wait a bit, you know? We're gonna take a higher percentage fight on our vision without them being able to like buy back in their base and stuff. This is really good decision making for SG.
Yeah, and look at Tavo right now. He's like breaking the smokes. He want to be the first contact with that BKB if Infinity ever do decide to take the engagement. How bad would it be if the Axe just blinked and called this Dragon Knight, and then the anti-mage just has the freedom to go on whoever he wants to?
That sounds like a rough fight. Although, to be honest, I feel like from Infinity's side, the teamfight conditions are very hard. Like, they're...
Yeah.
I guess maybe you need like Voicer to go in and create chaos so you can get a multi-man call or something, because I don't see how they win these team fights right now.
Especially playing from behind. Kostabile gonna blink straight forward with that Aegis. He feels quite confident. Moonlight Shadow also coming out here. He's gonna blink now again onto PP, just forcing those Astral Steps. He's got those spells on cooldown now. So actually saving his Oracle in some ways by doing that. Arzen gonna be the next one getting jumps. He pops his Blade Mail with the call. AM losing a lot of HP. I don't think he's gonna care too much, as Axe does have to go back to the base, possibly to heal up here. Now he's gonna jump onto the Abaddon. Abaddon out of mana. His borrow time is on cooldown too, so he's gonna take a fall here. Kostabile gonna blink out. Still has that Aegis. And they're gonna reset. All right.
5 seconds.
The discipline from SG.
They're playing so clean. It doesn't feel like Infinity ever have a real chance to jump and get a fight that they want. The SG sort of understand that if you have better lane shove and you're ahead in net worth, you always get to choose your fight. You never have to give their enemy the fight they want. Here we go.
Dusa, she's gonna get squirted in. She pops the Stone Gaze. They're actually resetting right now. They want to kite this Stone Gaze off first. Phoenix gonna be the target. Dragon Tail comes through. Phoenix gonna die before she can pop the Supernova. Burn it now. Anna, that Butterfly keeping her alive just a little bit long, but nope. Doesn't even matter. Gets bursted. KJ gets the last hit. And now they're eyes onto the Void Spirit, who's gonna take a quick fall as well. And Infinity, they feel so hopeless right now. They have no idea how they're going to be able to win a team fight against this anti-mage. Plus these double daggers, you can just go in and out of the fight so easily on SG.
I think the comms on SG must be so cool right now, because we saw in that fight, if you look at the lineups, you think, okay, AM's going to save his Mana Void for Dusa. But SG are really good at understanding their objectives in team fight. Even if they have to blow the Mana Void onto just some support Phoenix, they'll do it just to win the fight. No, they'll blow RP onto one hero just to secure the kill. They'll blow Mana Void on a non-ideal target, because they understand that if they take out some heroes from Infinity, all of a sudden they can kite them and sort of stalk them down with ease. They'll never get away against the Skadi anti-mage.
Yeah, and it's a concept where you just finish the hero that you go on, right? Don't save it for something else. You finish that hero. Now you make the fight 4 versus 5. You can keep going for the trust that you will find the damage to get the next person, because if you, like you said, the Void doesn't go off, if this Phoenix gets like a stick off plus the Supernova, and now all of a sudden the fight just looks very awkward.
Yeah, for sure. It's just very clean. This is probably some of the cleanest team fighting I've seen. I just watched ESL in the major, honestly. I think their Dota theories are just very solid, and I mean they're never too greedy, you know. They're always patient and ready and waiting for like what they think their best opportunity is. I can really appreciate seeing that.
Well, I think SG, they've found their identity at this point. I remember watching in season 2, Kostabile, he was extremely uncomfortable in a lot of the carries that he played. Most of the time it was just the rest of his team that was kind of carrying him through. But this time around, this anti-mage, like, he's showing gameplay that we haven't seen in a really long time, especially on anti-mage.
I think everything he's done this game has pretty much been perfect. Like, even with us with full vision, I don't think we can criticize any decisions he's made so far.
Damn, that's a high praise from a TI winner right there. And also a carry advocate, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I'm just so impressed that he comes to these fights at 11 minutes on the anti-mage, you know? He goes for these items that allow him to put pressure, take the map away from the Medusa. Usually how it works in this matchup is anti-mage is stuck farming, and Dusa sort of has map control, pushing aggressively. But he manages to reverse that, and all of a sudden, he has better early game because of his decisions, and he's going to scale better. It's just such terrifying gameplay coming out from him.
And the heroes that he's jumping have been perfect too, right? Like going on the Abaddon, removing all of his mana, then getting out, then going on the Axe, removing all of his mana, making them pretty much have no angle of team fights to take because of it.
Yeah, for sure. We even saw him just jumping a Void Spirit, just forcing out one ultimate, you know? It's good enough.
Yeah.
You just lower the enemy's resources, make them feel bad. Oftentimes, if you feel bad in Dota, that's when micro mistakes happen and they can take a good team fight.
This aggression, like when Infinity drafted his lineup, they were probably thinking, oh, we have an Axe. This anti-mage is not going to have a good time. Our Axe is going to get free farm, and then he's going to get his items and going to own the AM. But then, you know, just that one Mirana showing bottom, making it awkward, giving the Axe a bad time just for like that 30 seconds, just kind of shifted the game in itself here.
Yeah, for sure.
Adding on to your point of feeling bad in games.
I will say though, the Axe, he went for some, since we have some pause time, I think something that Infinity didn't recognize is they didn't recognize their sort of win conditions for their lanes. Like Axe's win condition in lane was just to finish a Vanguard. And instead he bought like Windlace and Wand and all these small items before he finished that. As soon as he gets Vanguard, theoretically he should be able to kick AM out of lane. So I think this is also part of the reason. Like, SG are playing fantastically, but there's been a few mistakes on Infinity that sort of let them snowball. If Axe wins bottom lane, AM can't make these moves at 11 minutes and put pressure on his opponent because he'll have lost the lane.
Yeah, and in Dota, like, those small things are extremely important, especially at this high level of gameplay. I would have to completely agree with you. Like, a Windlace Magic Stick, that's more than 400 gold right there. That could have been towards your Vanguard. That would have just wrecked this AM, made him unable to lane, and maybe even kick him out of the lane a minute faster. And that could have been Axe having his freedom, you know, maybe pressuring with the catapult and such. But it also kind of goes back to my previous point, like maybe they should have gave that Ancient stack to the Axe so he's online faster to get that dagger. And
I
he could
see what you meant with that now.
Yeah, and he could have made more space for his Dusa that way. But right now it just feels like Dusa just running around the map, TPing around, and that's not the way that she likes to play. Against AM, she needs to be ahead too.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think Dusa wins games when you're even versus AM generally, right? And this is down 14k with AM being up 3k on you.
Really rough. And we talked a lot about the anti-mage, but Tavo, ADR, like these guys have been spot on too with their gameplay. This position 3 Dragon Knight, even though he was not in a favorable lane matchup, he's done his job. Like he's so farmed 3-0 and 9 as well. He's jumped good targets. He's played around the Apodic Shield very well here. See a little bit of a downtime at the moment as Roshan has spawned, and this is what SG are angling towards, but they don't want to give Infinity that team fight, right? They're kicking them out of the mid area, controlling this top jungle side where Dire wants to sit when Roshan is up, and then they're going to go into the pit and do it.
Yeah, for sure. And they have the map advantage just because they have this bottom racks. Infinity, they know it's a bit desperate now. They have to go take a fight right away before the map pressure comes in.
The smoke. They go onto the Axe. Sorry, Axe goes onto the AM. AM just turns around and hits him anyway, and hit backline RP onto 3 heroes. The Sexy Yoke with the borrow time, allowing the Phoenix to get the Supernova off, and Tama just gonna back off with that BKB. And they're just gonna reset on the side of SG, and now they're gonna go back in as the Supernova has ended. Stun onto the Dusa. There's no more shields available, so she's losing all of her mana. She does have a Daedalus. She's trying to right click, but doesn't matter. The disarm comes out. Can't do that either. She takes a fall now too. Abaddon trying to buy back and walk down the mid lane, but it doesn't matter because the fight is already over. They don't even need the Roshan, just gonna walk down mid and end the game. That's their goal right now. Phoenix gonna buy back. Also the Void Spirit. Not sure exactly what they can do here, but that was such a nice fight. As the Axe goes in, Magnus goes onto the backline, stuns up 3 heroes.
And you
with
saw,
his RP making it very awkward.
They pop double BKB, the Phoenix eggs, they instantly disengage. Like they're not like hanging around because they have BKB. Axe trying here though.
Yeah, he gets a call onto Mag. Mag in a really awkward position up, but the Face Edict, you know, you're not jumping the Oracle. Oracle still has that False Promise available, so it's not even close to killing that Mag, to be fair here. PP. It's gonna back off, and it looks like SG are gonna also retreat here. You're gonna go back for the Roshan most likely, as the Dusa is gonna be up in 10 seconds, so they get the second side of racks, and gonna be very disciplined. Get the big rush objective. Also has a shard on it.
Do you know who in-game leads for SG? I mean, it's probably more of a team thing too, like most Dota teams.
Right.
But just out of curiosity,
right. I feel like the way that they're casting spells, like they're all having some kind of stuff, but KJ is the captain of the team.
Okay.
From what I heard, he's the one who has been making a lot of the team decisions and stuff like that. So, are you impressed?
I'm very impressed by their team fighting specifically. I feel like a lot of these fundamentals, like team fighting, are things that you have to develop outside of the game itself. Like you've talked about stuff like protecting your backline, poking them, stalking them, making sure you don't overcommit, what targets you want to go in. Even for the specific game, like they can talk in this game, they can say, fights are good when we can initiate on 2 targets or bait them in so that they can't avalanche shield, you know? Maybe DK stun,
yeah,
they get avalanche shield, and you RP someone else and burst that guy. Like, it's just very clean and organized how they're fighting. It's also a bit easier when you're up so much gold, but they're just not giving any opportunities to their opponents to come back.
I would have to agree.
Like,
and
look here, they're up so much, and Anthony's just waiting for Satanic before they go high ground. Like, he's not in a rush at all.
And they are playing in the TI qualifiers. Very important, and they're gonna smoke up right now. They're looking to maybe score someone out the base. They do have that horn toss available. They see PP mid. PP just goes in, clears the wave, zips right out. KG are gonna drop a ward. Now they know that they're gonna. Oh, there's a horn toss. PP gets arrowed in the back, but they're also jumping in with the Dragon Knight and the Anti-Mage. A bit split on who they want to go on. Sexy Yoge, borrow time has ended, so he's going to take a fall. He does not have buyback, as he did buyback in the last fight, and they're just going to go straight onto the top racks here. Dusa now going to get pulled into SG's team and going to get exploded. Supernova comes off. Kosabio does not care. They're going to kill that, and GG has been called.
Can we
what
talk
a showing
about
from
last
SG.
fight a bit? Because that game...
Some scourge of the battlefield. 5 seconds.
can't believe what we're seeing! What just happened?
Concentration. Oh, they're gonna hate me for this.
I don't care what's on
Not
there.
yet.
I just know I'm not about to let the other lot have it.
Witness true sorcery. It goes without saying. This one is in the bag. Orbs light my path. It falls to me to inform you that this one is in the bag. This bores me. I am committed. I'm not ready. Wait for it. Well away. Just 30 seconds now. Yes. Let the countdown begin. Forthwith. With the fate of the It's not universe time and the yet. pride of 10 people on the line. So begins is a new Dota. age of knowledge. Fine. Not yet. As needs be. Thus and so. I proceed. Practice my concentration. Dire's turret has been
strikes.
cut down in service of another's cause.
With speed.
That's a good edge. Should have executed the blacksmith.
I'm well aware of it. Over yon. Avowedly. Away hence. Tis tedious. Hearken unto me. Austrios.
Got ya.
This is the very definition of first blood.
First blood. As indeed I am first in everything. Unto
Betrayer
battle.
has been slain in cold blood.
Thither I go.
Pulling.
Such tedium. Knowledge is power. So it is said. I'll keep it in mind. With speed.
All wrapped up
is said.
Good job.
Over yon. You dare fight me? Unto true arcana, a rich tradition. I'll not be interrupted.
Going mid.
Orbs light my path. Away hence.
Check tap run.
This bores me.
Unbelievable what we're seeing! What just happened?
I proceed.
Yes, do nah.
As needs be. I'm well aware of it. It's not time yet. Of course.
Target unknown.
Hither I go. Mindfully.
Every coin helps.
The enemy attacks your top tower.
Well away.
Your middle tower is defending itself. Soil here.
Bit like littering, bro.
Yes. I am committed.
Someone lays blade.
Unbelievable what we're seeing! What just happened?
It's no more.
Thus and so. Fine. Such tedium. Yes. I proceed. I'll keep it in mind. The spell I will remember.
I guess I can get faster.
Of course.
The enemy attacks your bottom tower.
Once Frigoris. I'm well aware of
I'm fantastic!
forthwith. Thus and so. Nigh unto death.
Bottom tower denied.
Avowedly.
Your middle tower faces a terrible test.
This bores me. Concentration. I am committed.
Orbs light my path.
Unbelievable what we're seeing! What just happened?
Thither I go. So
Look
it
to your
is
top
said.
tower.
A small annihilation. Over yon. 'Tis tedious. Mindfully. Away hence. Well away. Onto one of my
We can.
Still got our
Fortified their structures against attack. Tower is under attack.
I can't believe what we're seeing! What just happened?
attack.
Don't mind me. I'm just gonna lock that shut. I heard I could trade some favors.
Double kill.
'Tis tedious.
Oh, sorry.
Gotten gains. Thus and so. So it is said. As needs be. Coin of the realm. I'll keep it in mind. Away hence. Oh, I'm open all night. I am committed. Vital attainment. With speed. Yes. Over yon. Profitable engagement. Onto battle. Thither I go.
Dobra, stack.
Behold.
Invisibility!
Well away.
I can't believe what we're seeing! What just happened?
This bores me.
Your top tower is under attack.
Orbs light my path.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
I'm well aware. Such tedium. Of course. Forthwith. Concentration.
Middle tower is under attack.
I proceed.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Over yon. Keep it in mind.
I can't believe what we're seeing! What just happened?
Spherical sorcery.
Go farm stack, bro.
Fine. I proceed.
I can't believe what we're seeing! What just happened?
This bores me. An honor to fight me. Of course.
Look to your top tower.
Get me stuck.
Such tedium.
There's nothing left of your top tower.
I am committed.
I can't believe what we're seeing! What just happened?
I'm not ready. 'Tis tedious. So it is said. As needs be.
I can't believe what we're seeing! What just happened?
Put that ground. The enemy attacks your middle tower.
More fun this way.
Mirons Hindergast. Avowedly. Thus and so.
GG na, dahil pa mag-GG na ito mga to.
I'm well aware of it.
Back. Get back!
Concentration. With speed. Orbs light my path. Thither I go. Well away.
What just happened?
Thus and so. Avowedly. Thither I go. Fight me. Yes.
Can you use TV's meta?
As needs be.
Time to dish it out.
Orbs light my path. Athwart my path. So it is said. Mark these words. They're the last to
Structures are fortified.
my mind is my arcane.
Tower is under attack. Sparks that may blaze into a skirmish.
Such tedium.
Look to your top
Every
tower.
coin helps.
Next to sink my blade. 'Tis tedious. Over yon. Wax, wax, wax. Well-gotten gains. With speed. With unerring proficiency. I am committed. Behold incantation long. Quas, wax, quas.
Can we play with TB?
Well away. Unto battle. Of course.
Your middle tower is under attack.
I proceed. Mindfully.
Bot. Lion TP mid.
This bore me.
I can't believe what we're seeing! What just happened?
What the fuck?
Mystery. Augury abound.
Regeneration.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Well away.
TP. No TP.
'Tis tedious. Gust of lethargy.
Your top
So
tower
it
is
is
under
said.
attack.
Hither I go.
Lion. Sentry.
I'm well away.
Your top tower is under attack. Will one
I
side
am
come to
committed.
regret this?
I guess I can get faster.
Over yon. This bores me. Enlightenment stands ready. You can't run from heaven. I proceed. Infelicitous. By my horns, you'll not live to see the dawn.
Your middle tower is under
Was
attack.
not the same without me.
Where will the line be?
Incineration. I'll keep it in mind. Arcana. Calls of Cornhoros.
Oh, here!
They have 2 hex.
No matter. Concentration.
What's it got to do with you?
With speed. Forthwith. As needs be. Yes.
You fucking died here. Now you're blaming us. Nice one.
I am committed.
Tower is under attack.
Nice one. Nice one.
Experience true swiftness.
Nice one.
This book, one of my favorites. Or Mirol's Hindergast. Forthwith.
Nice one.
Thither I go. Missing bottom. Mindfully.
I'm gonna mute you.
'Tis tedious. I'm betwixt myself. Avowedly. Such tedium. As for my enemies to dwell on me exclusively. Geist of lethargy. I proceed.
First half win, bro.
What just happened?
Must decide what comes next. Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has fallen. Some sacrifices must be made.
I shall be mindful. Make noise.
Regeneration.
A ghost walk. Yes.
Your top tower is under attack.
Over yon.
Your top tower is under attack.
What the fuck?
fortified. Your top tower has fallen. Your top tower is under attack.
Unbelievable, we're seeing! What just happened? Unbelievable, we're seeing! What just happened?
Wait for it. With my return, the call witness true sorcery. I'll keep it in mind. Well
Which
away.
protects also requires protection.
So it is said.
Trust me, Invoker.
Unbelievable, we're seeing! What just happened?
Battle seeks resolution. Will you give the enemy a foothold? Radiant slavery has been killed. Radiant's courier has been killed.
Unbelievable, we're seeing! What just happened?
Of course. Concentration. Rex Cyclops. Over yon. An incantation long remembered. As needs be. Pluck them alive from naught. My mountain. A rich tradition.
Unbelievable, we're seeing! What just happened?
Kindergast.
Unbelievable, we're seeing! What just happened?
Sorcery. True I sleep from sight.
Thank you.
Look now to your top barracks.
It's not time yet.
Go rush.
Visibility.
I'm spherical
Every coin
sorcery.
helps.
Behold! Enlightenment stands. Geist of lethargy! Orbs light my heart. So it
I
is
cannot
said.
believe what we're seeing! What just happened? I cannot believe what we're seeing! What just happened?
The enemy's middle tower passes into history. Your bottom barracks is under
Mandate of impetuous strife. From the arcade. Thither I go. A rip exhort Trionis. Hearken unto me.
Control top triangle. So you can rush.
Fine. A spell I will remember. This bores me. Augury abounds. Avowedly, but Wexalt. I am committed. From the great mystery. Fragile.
I cannot believe what we're seeing! What just happened?
Hush now. I fear.
TB, use this, TB. TB.
your middle tower is under attack. This castle has fallen.
And it'll be the whole bloody lot of you!
Your middle tower is under attack. Nothing is free in this world. You must earn your keep.
Want to see what we do for fun around here?
True arcade. Mirolt's Hindergast. With speed. Well away. Enlightenment stands ready. Under attack! Witness true sorcery. Concentration. Thus and so. Matters into my own hands. Feel me.
I cannot believe what we're seeing! What just happened?
Top barracks has fallen.
Well away.
believe what we're seeing! What just happened?
A rich tradition.
The quest for ultimate glory continues. Barracks fall. Middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has fallen.
Wyvern's breath. A wyvern's breath.
The dire scan, on the hunt for radiant forces. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower It is your ban. Five seconds remain. Ten seconds remain. 5 seconds remain.
'Tis my honor.
The battle seeks resolution. Continue.
Just so.
Here I am.
Not yet. Yes. I go as bid. I'm not ready. Undoubtedly.
Welcome to the secret shop.
No, it's not time yet. I'll bide my time.
What?
You've thought this
Oh my
through?
god.
Indeed.
Go, stock search. Stock. Oh my god.
It is right.
This one.
And we're all ready looking for more.
Those bloody bastards.
This one.
Next to ours.
Did you get both kills?
Welcome one and all.
Can help restore blood to the Erie. I am sworn to turn the tide wherever I can. Be it thus.
I can't believe what we're seeing! What just happened? I can't believe what we're seeing! What just happened?
You'll have no cause to question me. As it is in my power. Consider the consequences. By my wings. Yes. As I will.
Be careful. Get your 11.
My power is summoned. Very well then. To a new landing.
Turned your blade.
Forth and willing. That may well be.
Careful, dude.
Are my ways. Undoubtedly. I go as bid. Yes.
The enemy attacks your middle tower.
As I will. Yes. As it is in my power. The Skywrath live through me! You have entered my realm. I'll bide my time.
I think you can just pull. Let me have solo XP.
That may well be.
Oh, they're blocking the camp.
You've thought this through? Consider the consequences.
Courier, careful, bro. Courier, bro.
All I do in her name.
What you see beyond despair.
Your top tower is under attack.
Indeed. Be it thus.
I'm gonna pull.
Forth and willingly. You'll have no cause to question me. Tis my honor. Very well then. Yeah. The tide has
Assassin.
It is right. To a new landing. Just so.
Ah, thanks a lot.
My power is summoned.
Oh, you found me.
Forth and willingly. It is mine. Just so. By my wings. You'll have no cause to question me. Stay. I'm not ready. I'll bide my time.
With one more level.
I go as bid.
Denied.
My power is summoned. Indeed.
Maybe. Missile back.
As I will.
Farm this one. Three stocks.
By the talons of Striak. Yeah.
I pull.
To a new landing.
Tagas missing.
It is right. I end your life that something good may begin. That may well be.
There's still a bounty here.
As it is in my power.
Cash. Take it.
You've thought this through? Tis my honor.
Think you should just leave me.
A prize.
Okay. You want me to block this camp?
Hey, don't talk!
No. It's alright.
Indeed.
Let me heal you first. And I go.
Undoubtedly. Consider
I have the broom puck.
Yes. Yes. Gara! Hiya! No, it's not time yet.
Ah,
Thought this through?
Can I have the broom puck?
My power is summoned.
let's take a tower. Clear. Clear past lane.
By my wing. Forth and willingly.
Go.
Yeah. Not yet.
Puck, can you listen?
Indeed.
Your middle tower faces a terrible test.
My gratitude.
Or not.
Your middle
When you
tower
landed.
is defending itself.
It was pre-muted that thing. I don't know why.
Tis my honor. As it is in my power. Undoubtedly.
Oh.
Hey, I'm not ready. It's not time yet. Hiya! Very well then. That may well be.
What the fuck?
You'll have no cause to question me. I'll bide my
You have
time.
coil.
Yes. As I
Back and back.
Okay, stop.
be it thus.
I don't have mana.
The enemy's bottom tower is gone.
I go as bid.
Regeneration.
Just so. It is right. Consider the consequences. As it is in my power. Hey, I'm not ready.
That doesn't mean living up. That went well.
Fortify the structures against attack. Your middle tower is under attack.
The fuck? He has Orchid?
That may well be.
Your middle tower faces a terrible test.
As I will. You'll have no
Enemy
cause to
attacks your
question.
middle tower.
Indeed. By my
BB, go
wings.
top BB. He defend top.
I am undaunted. Undoubted. Indeed. To a new land. Bide my time. Yeah. My power is something. I go. Killing spree. Carry me on.
You need Manta.
I live not for myself alone, but in honor of your loss. Just so. Very well
The
then.
enemy's top tower brought to ruin.
Yes. Consider the consequences. Tis my honor. Skriel's talents pierce your soul.
Stop.
It is right. It is right. Yeah.
Darkness.
Don't. Can you
As
go
it
Lotus
is in my
first?
power.
BB, can you go
Very
Lotus
well then.
first before the Taganims?
Will sends me. Yeah. Just. I'm under attack. Try my wing. It's my honor.
Gem.
Spree. Triple kill.
There's a
You
gem.
might wish to retract your last move.
Okay, I know where's the bomb.
Against attack. Look to your top tower.
Oh, anyone knows?
He's popping it here earlier. If we didn't jump.
Look to your top tower.
Who wants this gem, bro?
Can I have it?
Or Griselda. Give that to Griselda.
Consider the consequences. Forth and willingly. Indeed.
Can I borrow your gem?
Be it thus. My power is summoned. Yes. You'll have no cause to question me. To a new landing. As I will. Yes. I go as bid.
Bumps.
Yeah. That may well be. By the bloody
Unbelievable, we're seeing! What just happened?
You'll have no cause to question.
A prize.
To a new landing. By my wings. I go as bid. Indeed. Who dares
I think it's where it is.
fly against me? I'll dash to the earth.
Help.
Your middle tower faces a
Wait,
terrible
don't.
test.
I'll break their wings. Forth and willingly.
See?
The skies are dark
Visibility.
with sky rock.
Careful, guys. I'm not there.
Come down.
Bish bash bot.
My power is summoned. Dash. Round.
Full for Vyvern. Get Vyvern.
As I will.
See?
It is right.
You win, guys.
Sought this.
Trap. Don't stake me, guys. Don't stake.
Just so. Yes.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Yules?
Be it thus. Consider the consequences. I'll bide my time. That may well be. It's my
Upheaval, bro. Use upheaval.
No TP. I have no TP.
I will. Lesser being would grow dizzy at balance state. My power is summoned. Consider the consequences. To a new land.
The enemy's top tower falls to oblivion.
I go as bid. Yes. I'll bide my time.
When's gonna have Aghanim soon?
Yes. I'll dash them to the ground. Indeed. You've thought this through? Invisibility! By my wings. Just so. Think of it as a new beginning. That may well be.
For bombs, there's bomb here, there's bomb here. Don't go there, don't go there.
Bomb,
No, no,
you're
no.
gonna die.
Bomb.
You're gonna die.
As it is in my power.
Take the gem,
I can.
Gem, bro, the gem.
You will just kill me if I take that.
You'll have no cause to question me. Very well then. Undoubtedly. My power is summoned. It is mine. Indeed. Attack. Very well then.
Can we play as 5?
I go as bid. That may well be.
Need someone to aim Wyvern in fights.
I'll try.
He's right.
Can you smoke?
Careful bomb, bro.
Can we smoke?
Let's go Roshan, bro.
Forth and willingly.
Do you have sentry? I don't want to get bombed there.
I get 2 sentry.
Indeed.
I think we should fight.
Yes, sir.
They're on the back.
By my wings. Of my secret love. You'll have no cause.
Try not to stick me.
Your middle tower has fallen.
Yes. Consider the consequences.
Stand behind me, just let me hit tower.
The enemy's
Tis my
middle
honor.
tower has been destroyed.
Can we help Puck?
Wait. Oh no.
Careful, bum. Careful, bum.
My power. You thought this through?
Got pulse.
Be it done.
Oh, you can use this.
To a new landing. Bide my time.
Gonna try to go high ground.
I'm down.
Your top tower is under attack.
Yes.
Long has that tower stood against the rising tide. Your top tower is under attack.
I go. Yes. Yeah.
Hibal.
By my ring.
Reverse too far. I can reach him.
Killing spree.
You miss me.
Read Lotus or badly.
ADD.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Pananalo.
You'll have no cause to question me. It is right. By the ancient powers. Yes, sir. That may well be. I'll bide my time. You thought this through?
Yeah, Roshan, guys.
Undoubtedly.
Your top tower is
Go
under
bait, go
attack.
bait.
As it is in my power.
My god.
Dead at my hands is an honor.
Tagal tayo ba?
Your middle tower is under attack.
TP bot.
My power is
The PA, Q the PA.
when you land.
Go back in, go back in. Go back in. Sky.
AP. I'm silence. AP.
Unbelievable! What just happened?
Indeed.
Wrong waver.
Be it thus. As I will.
It's Arcane. You want the Arcane? Oh, I'm just gonna take it.
Ratabana.
Very well then.
Can we try to push, guys? Need detection.
You've thought this through?
I'll tip you back.
Tis my honor. Consider the consequences.
Waver.
You'll have no cause to question me.
Wyvern here.
Just so. As it is,
Don't stick, don't stick. Kill him.
Okay.
Beating fast.
You have tangled with an elf.
Silence! Behold! Silence!
Get satanic now.
Strange transformation.
I need to finish this one. Rush up. It needs BKB to do that.
Is under attack. Your middle tower is under attack.
yeah.
Bottom tower is under
Very well then. My power is summoned.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Be it
That's
thus.
what I'm trying to do.
Your bottom tower is under attack. That which protects also requires protection.
Yes. I go and slash. Forth and willingly.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Indeed.
I need 100 gold.
Undoubted.
Give me. Give it to me.
Hey, they're coming there. Careful.
It's not hiding.
Q Ivan, Q Ivan.
Yeah.
Ah,
my time.
We have gem. Do we have gem? I don't want to get bomb here.
Sentry, we have sentry.
That may well be.
I'll go inside. That one go rush.
No. We get Rex. We get Rex. Come here.
New landing. Forth and willingly.
Go zone. Go zone. Go zone. I don't want to ulti you.
Hey, get away on from Nyx.
My power is summoned.
Gem.
Careful, buy back. Gem, can you get the gem?
Get out. Bot back. These two.
Roshan is up, bro.
I will follow you there. As I will. It is right.
I'll be back. I need to regen.
Indeed. By my wings.
They're coming, bro. They're coming. Careful.
No way burn. Hit TP base.
The gem. Someone take the gem. I'm dropping.
Bristle back, take the gem.
That may well be.
Bristle back, take the gem.
Someone take this. I can go front line.
Give it to BB.
Undoubtedly.
Push top.
Yeah. Very well then.
Tap.
Not yet. The time has.
Fast.
Did he ult, bro? I think ult. Wyvern ult.
It's not my heart shall be written upon the sky.
Gem, take the gem.
Seeks resolution. The enemy's bottom tower has been demolished. The enemy's bottom barracks has fallen.
You'll have no cause. Indeed.
Out.
I go as bid. Yeah.
LS.
Wyvern, he's slow.
Of my secret love, I'll use this power. I'll dash.
The enemy's middle tower has been destroyed. Dire structures have fallen.
By the bloody not yet.
Stalker. Go AA. What? Mag. Bango mid.
How might this rebalance the fight?
Tis tedious.
Just max your aura then stay back.
Now the fight resumes. But will it follow the same
I
thread?
go from the great mystery.
Time to put this thing in the bag and drown it in the river!
I'm gonna ward here.
It's in the bag.
Of course. I'm well aware of it. I proceed. Avowedly.
No!
30 seconds to
That's luck.
First blood strikes.
You didn't see that coming.
Orbs light my path. It falls to me to inform you that this one is in the bag. This bores me. With speed.
The battle
Not
begins.
So begins a new age of knowledge. So it is said. hence. Over yon. Attack. An honor to fight me. Black dogs.
That's mine too.
I'll keep it in mind. Yes. How fragile you are. 5. I'll keep it in mind. Nigh unto death.
Look to your bottom
Athwart
tower.
my path. Such tedium. Gold for little toil. Away hence. I'm well aware of it.
Radiant's courier has been slain in cold blood.
Enlightenment stands ready. Well away. Forthwith. Fine. Over yon. Avowedly. Unto battle. This bores me. Yes. Tis tedious. Well-gotten gains. Thither I go. Thus and so. I proceed. Orbs light my path. So it is said. Nigh unto death.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Ill luck upon
Radiant's
you.
courier has been killed.
Oh my god.
Your middle tower is defending itself.
An honor to fight me.
The enemy, your middle tower.
Darkness and ignorance take you.
How did you miss that?
You came too close to what is mine. All knowledge is paramount. Spare me the source. I am committed.
Radiant's courier makes the ultimate sacrifice.
Hearken unto me.
Contract complete.
As needs be.
Your middle tower faces a terrible test.
Mindfully. My mind is my arcanery. Concentration. Killing spree. Mindfully. I will not forget this. Yes. From deep within. I'll keep it in mind. Thus and so. Hither I go. True artillery thrives. Such tedium. Sadron's perfect call. Behold. Extracted pulse. Advantage. Cons out.
Middle tower is under attack.
Knowledge is power. This bores me.
Dismissing.
Fight me.
Double kill.
I'm well aware. Orbs light my path.
The enemy attacks your top tower.
With speed. As needs be. Arcana, a charming place. Unto battle.
Contract complete.
Go back, bro! Why the over here so with a vision?
Who threatens my concentration? So it is said. Well away. Vital attainment over yon. A spell I will remember. I proceed. Tis tedious. I am committed. Fine.
Your middle
Over
tower faces
yon.
a terrible test.
Avowedly. Well away. Witness true sorcery. I proceed. Mindful. With a soul strangeness. This bores me. Orbs light my path. Ghost walk. I am. I'll keep it in mind. Killing spree. Such tedium.
The enemy's top tower has fallen.
Unto battle. I'm well aware of it. Heroes Hindergast. I'll take that as tribute.
My village judge have this.
One of my favorites is Cyclonus.
Oh my god.
Unto battle. Hither I go. Look away. I'm dead. Dare fight me?
Top run.
Behold, I slip from sight. This bores me. I proceed. So mote it be. I am committed. Away hence. I'm well aware. Of course. So free. Forthwith.
This'll come in handy.
Well away. I'll not be interrupted. Contract complete. Tedious. Quas wakes quas. As needs be. Mindfully. Over yon. My arcanery. Mercury abounds. I'll keep it in mind. An incantation long range. Avowedly. Concentration. Athwart unerring proficiency. Charming hex. Fine. I have orders for this. Thus and so. Such tedium.
You see, it's funny because
Killing spree! Double kill!
Your bottom tower is under attack.
What do you want? Is that? Yes,
Battered but unbroken.
I proceed. It's tedious. Arcana, known only to me. Exhort Trisolar. A rich tradition. Well away. Of my favorites. I sleep in sight. Away hence. Will prevail! Profundities are mine to grasp. So it is said. Geist of lethargy.
Slave by the dire.
to battle. Well-gotten gains. Orbs light my path. This bores me. Of course. I'll keep it in mind. Mindfully. Such tedium. Behold Swex class. Concentration.
Illusion.
I am coming in for pyroclasm. Over yon. Yes. Plucked from the arcade.
Your middle tower is under attack.
So it is said.
Your middle tower has fallen.
A rich tradition. Nigh unto death.
Your middle tower is under attack.
I proceed. Did I miss from the great mystery? Spheric rule from deep. Away hence. Taste Ghost Walk. Thus and so.
Invisibility.
Of course. Yes.
Double kill.
Such.
Killing spree. Your middle tower is under attack. Now you must decide what comes next. Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower is under attack.
The universe was not the same without me. Knowledge is power. No. Geist of lethargy. 5. I am committed. Fury abound. Orbs, one of my favorites. A rich tradition
is under attack.
Ill luck upon you, draw. Experience true swiftness.
Bottom tower is under
Words of power with speed. Mindfully.
Bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower has fallen.
Unto battle. Well-gotten gains. Concentration.
Your bottom tower is under
As
attack.
needs be.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I'll keep it in mind. Ah, they'll rue the day they crossed me. I'm well aware of it. Most cunning fabrications. Orbs light my path. Enlightenment. With speed.
Mega kill!
I shall be mine. Behold, Mirot's Hindergast. I'll keep it in mind. An incantation long remembered. Wax, wax, wax. I am committed. Spherical sorcery. Known only to me. Ha! Concentration. Words of power. Columns abyssal carnisphere. Of course. A beacon of knowledge blazing out across a black sea of ink. Plucked from the arcanery. A charming hex. I slip from sight. Away hence. As needs be. I'm well aware of it. Impetuous strife! Exhort, boss, exhort! So it is said. In the Columbus descent of fire, my totality eclipses the color.
Fastest blade in the land.
Forthwith. Forge, spirit. This bone exhort trail.
Rush up, rush up, rush up.
Behold. Well away.
Where we smoke those to help us?
Over yonder. An incantation long remembered. Such tedium.
I'll take that as tribute.
Unto battle. An ally from naught. Mindfully. Spherical sorcery. I proceed Sunstrike. Of incineration. Such tedium. From the great behold. Like. Avowedly. Well, secret shop. I'm well ravagers of armor and will. A rich tradition. Concentration. Arcana, known only to me. Maturity.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Thus and so. True. Immortality. So it is said. One of my favorites. The Wexhort. Well away. Experienced from the great mystery. Attack. The blitz of this chaos meteor. Hither I go. Away hence. Plucked from the Sunstrike. Over yon.
Going here.
Ancient scepter. Speed.
Mine is truly a blessed life.
Spring drives off winter.
Your middle tower has fallen. Your middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Your middle tower is under attack. Middle barracks are under attack. Your middle barracks is fallen. Look now to your middle barracks. Your middle barracks is fallen.